Oh yeah, I have a quick question.
No.
Dude, this so I got this black market AK-74. It
Yep.
says yeah, this talent is every kill performed while the signature skill is active extends its duration by 15%.
Yep. And there's a really cool feature to that ability. You want that on your secondary gun because you
Yep.
don't necessarily have to have that gun out for that ability to work.
You don't?
No, you can be shooting with your other gun and it'll still be in effect. If you read through the talents carefully, some of them will say headshots with this weapon will do this. You know, kills with this weapon will do this. Other ones just say you get extra crit, you get this, and it as long as you have that gun equipped, you get it.
Okay. I mean,
Now
I'll
the
hang on to
two
it
best
for now,
guns that you're going to be able to get, whether or not you're 50 in Dark Zone, and this is just my own
I'm not.
asking high-level people and stuff
Yeah.
in my own experience, is the Vector and the AK. Everybody ends up with those two. The reason for that is because you can get any 3 random talents on an AK and a Vector. If you make a Liberator, it's static talents. So you got to pay attention to that when you're buying the different recipes.
Yeah, I got the tactical M249 Para. I bought that in the thing. Yeah, it has 3 static talents. 1 second. So I don't really need firepower, right? If I'm building tank.
You have minimums. Like I'm a DPS, and honestly, it should be my health should be higher than what it is. But 50,000 is kind of a minimum that you want to have. Otherwise, you're just gonna die so fast and so often that it don't matter. So even if I could switch it and have well over 200,000 damage, but any single bullet will kill me then.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So as a tank,
You need
your
a
job is to
balance,
hold,
yeah.
not only to survive, but to hold aggro so that no one else is being shot.
Yeah, and if
Just
I'm
like
not doing
Neverwinter.
damage, then I'm not actually going to be doing. Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense. I'm not actually going
So
to.
you're going to want to keep like a minimum of 100,000 damage. As you build up, you're going to be just putting on whatever you can, the best to get your base stats up. And then once you
Yeah.
get some of these minimums hit, then you'll start shifting the armor while maintaining the minimums the direction you want. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I
So
do.
right now,
I
you
kinda
want to
what
get that
you're saying.
100,000 damage, you want to get that 50,000 health and the 10,000 skill power. And then you want to keep building it up from there.
Okay,
No.
so 50,000. So 50,000. Or I'm sorry, it's 100,000, 50,000, 20,000.
Skill power is 10,000. The reason I say
Okay.
that is because my buddy watches this Twitch guy, I don't remember his name, and they worked it
Yeah.
out. So what the overheal does, and this is just a ability I'm using as an example. Overheal, the maximum heal it can give you is an additional 50% of your health. Okay? So tanks want that overheal, and tanks will maintain 10,000 skill power because they can pop their overheal and still get that extra 50,000 health. Anything under that, and it won't fill it up.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
10,000 is kind of the
Yeah.
minimum to make your skills actually useful.
Yeah, so I got 22,000 skill power right now, so I can kind of downplay it.
Yeah, you could switch one off.
That's why I was like,
right
that's
now-
gonna change.
If you look at your mark cover ability, look at the percents
Yeah.
on it.
Okay.
Those percents,
smart
like
cover.
damage resistance, damage buff, those
Yeah.
percents scale off from your ability power, your skill power.
Okay. So my
So
base
because you're
is
higher,
like 20.
Like Mitchell's right now, he has how much skill power? 14,600 skill power. His damage resistance 37.3. His damage buff is 26.10.
Okay, yeah, my
Yours
damage
is probably
resistance
5%
total
higher
is-
than that
So, you talking base or total?
total.
Total, my damage resistance is 43.8. My damage buff
Yep.
is 32.8. Yeah, this
Okay,
high end.
do you know how to check your damage mitigation?
No. Let's see.
Okay, so as a tank, this is going to be important, and I'm going to start teaching
Yeah.
you a little bit about like soft caps and hard caps. Do you know what those are?
Okay. Soft caps and hard caps. No.
Diminishing returns. Have you heard that term?
No.
Okay. This will take a second. But this is important, and this works in all MMOs. It's super important in Neverwinter.
Yeah.
What happens is people overstack stats, and the stats wasted. Say you put 50 firearms. Now these are just examples. This is not actual how it works in this game. Like, okay? So say you put 50 points into firearms and you only have the 50 points and you are at, say, 1,000 damage per second because of those 50 points, right? If you already were at, say, 2,000 firearms and you put 50 points in, now it's only going to give you 100 damage extra. Because you've hit a soft cap where now every time you add more to it, you're actually getting less end result from it. And that makes it so the game doesn't get broken. So you can't just overstack one broken stat and mow everything over.
Okay, so it's pretty much the more you put into it, the less value each point is worth.
Right, but there's points that you hit where it starts being not worth it. It's called the soft cap. It's a point where you still get points, you still get abilities and an up from it, but it's just so much it doesn't matter anymore, or so little it doesn't matter.
So what you're saying is, like, if each point is giving me like 100 DPS, let's say, after 100 each point's only going to give me like 10. That's kind of what you're saying? Yeah, okay.
And I'm not saying it drops that dramatically in this game. I don't know the hard stats. I just look up soft cap, hard cap. What hard cap means is that when you hit this point, you no longer get anything from it. So any stats above that are just completely wasted.
Yeah.
So you go to your character or hit start.
Yeah.
Inventory. Right bumper to character, and then just start scrolling down until you see like let me see. I'll find it. Survivability under armor.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll tell you a number for armor, and that's actually the number of all your armors added up that you see on your items.
Okay.
And then it'll see mitigates a percentage of weapon damage.
Yeah, it's at 50%.
Okay, so 50% is kind of a minimum, so you actually hit that. As a tank, 60% is your minimum, and you really want to be at 65%. 65% is the soft cap. And this is all information I've just heard from my friends right now, so you know,
so
you can quote me on it, but you might want to do your own research when you get really into it. 65% is where people who do a lot of PvP, they're all saying that's where you want to be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting deep, but once you get geared,
I'm
glad
I'm learning all this. I'm learning different levels to this game that I didn't. Learning that I'm not near end game.
Oh, you just started playing the game, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. If you want to see more of us, subscribe.
He sucks at life, and this is the only thing he can win at.
When you're 300 pounds and you still live in your mom's basement, I mean, you really invest a lot in games.